Leonard crossover twice, pull-up jumper, puts it in. Pull-up jumper, it's good. Kawhi Leonard with 39. 5 to shoot. Leonard step back three. Bang! Kawhi Leonard from downtown. Leonard step back three, puts it in. He does it again.
Yo, the NBA playoffs have been wild so far. And to break it all down, I'm joined by my guys, Kee'Shawn Giles and Silas Owusu. Thanks for being here, guys.
Yes, sir. What a do, baby.
I appreciate you having me. Let's talk some basketball.
Yo, so all the first-round matchups are pretty much wrapped up besides the Clippers and the Mavs, who are heading to a Game 7. So I want to know, before we move on to the second round, who wins Game 7 and why? I'm going to start with Silas.
Man, I say the Clippers, man. After what Kawhi did in Game 6, I feel like he's going to carry it out in Game 7. We know Kawhi to be very clutch. And, yeah, I got the Clippers winning Game 7.
Wow.
Yeah. What he did.
Do I need to cue it? Oh, my bad.
Bro, what he did in Game 6 was wild, man. Scored 45 points. You know, the crazy thing about Kawhi is that his career high is like 45 points, and he's done that shit 8 times. Can he not score like 47 one time?
Or 50 or something?
Come on now. Yo, you got all these great players dropping 50 balls like it's nothing, and then you got Kawhi dropping 45s. Come on now. Yo,
You know, I could tell both of you guys don't go to the casino because you guys take the safest answers ever, man. First of all, you guys are saying Kawhi this, Kawhi that. We know what Kawhi could do, but do you realize, I want you to know, I don't ride Luka's nuts, you know what I'm saying? But you do realize Luka had an off game the last game they played, and the Clippers never win at home. You guys are really not taking that into account? Like,
well,
that makes
neither
no
team
sense.
has
How
won
you
at
guys
home.
get that?
Neither team has won at home, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who has Game 7? Who has home court?
You never know.
So I'm guessing your answer is the Mavericks, sir. They take a Game 7.
I mean, if we're going by the trajectory of how they're playing, I'm guessing the best answer to come up with is the Mavs because the Clippers don't show up in Los Angeles. You know what? I'm really sad the Lakers lost because honestly, that's the only team that probably wins in Los Angeles. Because the Clippers,
man,
I've been.
I think it's different, man. I think now I'm going for the different answer because the Mavs, yeah, no team has won at home. But yo, man, I feel like the Clippers. I mean, what they did, they got some production from Reggie Jackson. They're taking it at home, man.
Oh, look! Did this man just say Reggie Jackson, bro?
Look, no team has won at home yet, even though they both have packed crowds. But I haven't given my answer yet. I don't know why you're saying y'all are giving the safe answer. I haven't even given my answer.
I'm so sorry.
So
I want to go more at Silas for this one.
All right.
I don't understand.
Come at me, man.
I don't understand. I don't understand how you're a baller. By the way, this guy plays basketball. He's playing for a university level right now. You know, Brandon University. Little shout out. I don't understand.
Man, let Peter give his answer, man.
You know what? Fine. I won't attack your point, but I don't understand how a guy who's a student of the game doesn't recognize the fact that the Clippers do not operate as a team. It's more ISO ball. And what do you need in the playoffs? Team work, team chemistry. They need to run solid plays. Oh, my bad. The best thing Tyronn Lue did this series was, actually, he didn't really do anything besides sub in and sub out players. I swear to God. He put back in Zubac, and then as soon as Luka came back out, he subbed him out. Good job, Tyronn Lue. You actually paid attention to the sport, unlike Doc Rivers. No shot intended. But you know what I mean? I can't believe you just disregarded the fact that Luka had an off game yesterday. But you know what? I'll let Peter do his thing.
Man, I'm going with my gut, and I say the Clippers, man.
Going with your gut is why the Clippers are cursed. I swear to God. Lob City, baby.
Sure, it's not the other 40 years of failure that they've had. I don't know if it's Silas's fault.
Yo, they're 3 years in a no. Sorry, they have a.
So who you got, Peter? Who you got?
I'm also gonna go with the Clippers, and I'll tell you why. Because Kawhi just doesn't lose in the first round. That shit don't happen. So.
No, so doesn't LeBron.
Huh?
I mean, my bad. LeBron doesn't lose in the first round. What happened? Steph Curry didn't even make the playoffs this year.
That's true. That is true.
I mean,
Yo,
the
honestly,
wildest
this
things are
series has
happening.
been neck and neck. It's up in the air. Game 7 could go either way, but I'm going to go with the Clippers just based on the fact that Kawhi took it upon himself last game and he locked down Luka. Every single time he was on Luka got scared. So I don't know if he's ready to perform in a game 7 and take it from a 2-time Finals MVP. I just don't see it. I want to know who your first round MVP is. Kee'Shawn,
I go first for this one.
go first.
I mean, I know it's gonna see a lot of people about to be mad about this one. I want to say Trae Young.
Okay.
It's remarkable what he did in his first go at the playoffs. I find that he was able to, gather his team around. Yes, he has to embrace roles as the media portrayed him as a villain. I know I don't know if I can swear. I know he disrespected the hearts of the Knicks. I understand that, but I want to say he really took all that pressure and performed at the biggest stage. Well, even though it's not the best round, like the final round, but you play in New York, man, you're getting everything.
Yeah, he killed it. He killed it for sure. Yo, Silas, who's your MVP of the first round?
Yo, man, I'm going to have to go with another sleeper pick, bro. I'm going to go with Giannis, bro. Giannis handled his business after everything last season, man. The Heat came out and he handled his business, swept them 4-0, had a great 4-game series, bro. And everybody was like, yo, Giannis and the Bucks, they look ready. They look ready.
That's facts, though, because a lot of people actually forgot about that series. We forget that the Bucks just swept the Miami Heat, a team that beat them to go to the NBA, to go to the conference finals last year. So, yeah, I could see that. But personally, for me, I'm going to have to go with Devin Booker, just based on the fact that he gave LeBron his first ever first-round exit. He averaged nearly 30 a game, nearly 50, 40, 90 percentages. That shit was wild.
Devin Booker was crazy.
Every single game. He had a couple stinkers, but the man won them that series for sure.
Thanks, bro.
Wait. Sorry, before we move on, I just want to say, because I never addressed you, Peter. I understand Booker like could be the first round MVP in your eyes, but I feel like you're sliding Ayton in a way. And I had this debate with Silas yesterday. I feel like Ayton kind of like it could be co-MVP shared awards, because the first 3 games Ayton was doing his thing, and guarding AD is not easy, man. But yeah, sorry, you can go.
It isn't. It's not easy, definitely, but AD was hobbled and Book carried them over the finish line, so that's why I said Book. But now I want to know who I can't call it an MIP, but like a guy who rose to the occasion that maybe you didn't expect, as my jersey just falls in the background right there. So
I'm going to go with Monte Morris, man.
Monte
Morris. He had 2 great closing games in Game 5 and Game 6. Dropped 20 in both of them. He surprised me in those series. When Dame dropped 55, he came out and the second half, and just balled out and dropped 20 in both of those closing games, Game 5 and Game 6, and surprised every fan to be able to carry the weight off of Jokic after Jamal Murray's injury. So he surprised me the hell.
I agree on that point. I'm gonna say honorable mention John Morant, because I didn't see that coming at all. I did not see that coming. And I want to say my final verdict is probably got to be I know it's rude to say this, but I feel like Kevin Huerter, he made big shots. He made big shots down the line. I didn't expect that from him. Like not the same caliber as John Morant or like Monte Morris, but I just feel like he made timely shots in each game that he played. And I feel like that's an incredible hard thing. I mean, not anybody can just hit timely shots in the fourth quarter to put the game away. And I feel like he did that most of the time. But yeah, those are my picks. Well, my pick.
Okay. Well, yo, I'm going to have to go with Tim Hardaway Jr. He's been killing it for the Dallas Mavs. And he's actually been their second option, not Porzingis. And Silas knows that I'm not a big fan of Porzingis. I shit on him a lot. And for good reason. Yo, the man's grabbing what,
Mhm.
3.5 rebounds a game in the first round? Come on now. 7'3".
I think Tim
And he's
Hardaway.
staying around the perimeter, man. Kristaps Porzingis, bro. Let's not get into that, but yeah, you're right.
Hey, Tim Hardaway's been killing it. He's been their second option, and he's actually carried that offense when Luka goes out of the game. If the Clippers lose in the first round, does Kawhi Leonard leave in free agency? Silas.
I would say yes.
And where does he go?
Honestly, me, one team I wish he goes to. Now, this is going to be a sleeper pick. Like, this is going to be a sleeper pick. One team I wish he goes to is Portland.
That's not gonna happen. That ain't gonna. If he
goes
because of the weather, he is not gonna go to Portland, bro.
If he goes to Portland, fam, with Dame, fam, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be the same thing. One of the same thing that happened in Toronto. Man. Dame is a killer, and he needs a superstar like Kawhi Leonard to get him over the hump. If Dame and Kawhi get together, fam, bro, I'm telling you, man, it's finals, bro.
Even a
fourth
guy?
Yo, Kee'Shawn, what do you think,
that's
bro?
me, fam, bro.
What do you think?
Man.
I think
I came here to blow minds, bro. I came here to blow minds.
That's definitely a sleeper. That is a sleeper pick for sure.
I mean, I want to say there's probably a higher chance that he stays, and I know it's weird. There's a higher chance that he stays just because he really wants to bring one to his hometown. There's a higher chance, and he has his family involved. But in the off chance that he leaves, I want to say, like, if he's chasing rings, but Kawhi doesn't chase rings. If he's chasing rings, Golden State. If he's not chasing rings, I want to say, he's gonna stay if he's not chasing rings. But I see him on Golden State just because, like, Clay's coming back hobbled. Wiggins could, you know what? They can remove Wiggins in the package. They were trying to remove him, even though he's playing well. And, you know, they have a bunch of young pieces, and they're probably going to have a high – well, no, they're not going to have a high pick, but they're going to have, like, obviously, like, a top 10 pick, I want to say. So, yeah, I feel like Kawhi can go to the Golden State out of all teams. He's definitely not going back to the Raptors, but –
yeah, I don't expect him to. I don't expect
What about you, Peter? What do you think he does, man?
This is going to shock y'all, too, but I want him to go to Phoenix. With Chris Paul and Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton.
I really like Jay Crowder, but he ain't Kawhi Leonard. So
man.
I've actually been saying this.
That's good.
I've been saying this too. If he goes to Phoenix, where he doesn't have to be a leader, and he's got Chris Paul there manning the point guard spot, that's a perennial championship team right there, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. I actually think it's more possible because Arizona, like one of the states that's
close.
Like
it's close to home. And he made a really big deal out of going home.
Like a big market? Sorry.
I wouldn't say it's a big market, but semi-decent. Near California, for sure.
It's definitely player-friendly in Arizona. I know that for sure. I know that because of football, but yeah.
And if you guys mentioned the weather, I mean, it's really, really hot in Arizona. So I guess Phoenix is a good pick, but I would rather see him with Dame. I'm sorry, man. That's going to be
Let's move on. Let's go to the second round now. We talked a lot about the Clippers, a little too much in my opinion. I don't really like them that much. So let's go to the second round. The first matchup is Phoenix and Denver, I believe.
Yeah, Denver.
Yeah. Can Phoenix go all the way to the NBA Finals after beating the Lakers in 6 games? Kee'Shawn.
I'll give the floor to Kee'Shawn.
Okay. I'm gonna put this on the record. I'm not a big fan of Jokic, but every single time I watch him play, I get inspired by his play style. Because this guy was like 370 pounds, and now he's like 250. No, okay, maybe 280. And he's still playing the post position. He's still passing. He's still making threes. Still hitting hook shots. But practically, he's unguardable if you really think about it. But I want to say Jamal Murray being out. And I know people are going to say, oh, they're playing way better without Jamal Murray, whatever. But without Jamal Murray being out, I can't count on Michael Porter Jr. Is Will Barton coming back anyway? I can't count on, I don't even think he's coming back. I feel like if Chris Paul is healthier, because I know he's getting back, I feel like Phoenix can take this one just because I feel like they have more integration, and Chris Paul is cerebral with it. So is Jokic, but I feel like more as a guard standpoint, Chris Paul doesn't really have to do much for them to play well. Like they get the engines going more. But if Jokic is out, like when they take him out for like 4 minutes, I don't even think they can score. And Michael Porter Jr. is sorry on defense. Do not bet on Michael Porter Jr. guarding any player on that team, especially their playing style. I don't see Nuggets winning without Jamal Murray for this one.
All right,
But I did for Aaron Gordon, but I don't think he's
Phoenix in how many games then?
I want to say it's going to be a close one, 6. I want to say 6. Phoenix in 6. Just because.
Silas?
I know it's supposed to be a debate show, but I 100% agree. Phoenix, I mean, Denver's been playing good without Jamal Murray, but Phoenix, after getting past the Lakers, which was a tough task, I know AD was injured, but he did drop 30 in 2 of those games, and they were able to at least calm the storm during that Lakers series. I feel like they just needed to get that one series win, and they could eventually go all the way, beating Denver. I say they beat Denver in 7. That's how close it's going to be. Phoenix does have home court advantage, so that'll be a great opportunity for them to at least win in 7, and then they could go all the way. So that's how I feel.
Same thing with me. Phoenix in 7. So let's move on to the next series. The Atlanta Hawks and the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, we know Joel Embiid is injured. He's day-to-day at the moment, but he had a slight tear in his meniscus. So do the Hawks have a chance to beat the Sixers, or is this just an easy matchup? Do we chalk it up as like 4 or 5 game win for the Sixers?
Am I first for this one?
Go for it.
I want to say Ben Simmons is one of my favorite players in the league. So is Trae Young. So this is very conflicting for me. But I want to say it's going to come down to, listen, it's, like I said before, it's others going to be playing each other. I don't think Trae Young is going to be able to do the same things that he did to who was guarding Trae Young in that last series? Well, it doesn't matter. I think it was probably Derrick Rose or somebody. I don't think anybody can guard Trae Young like Ben Simmons can. I think Ben Simmons is going to really settle Trae Young in. That's where it's going to come like the Lou Williams. It's going to come the Kevin Huerters, John Collins. But I think the 76ers still got this without Joel Embiid. I'm sorry to say that. They're just too experienced. Like, they've been in the playoffs for a while now. Like, I don't see it. I don't see Atlanta doing much.
One person on the 76ers that is going to have another breakout series is Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris is currently dropping like 25 in the playoffs. And, I feel like, just since Joel is gone, since Joel is injured, Tobias Harris is going to have to step up and be able to take on the challenge of, scoring, because we know Ben Simmons is a facilitator. So take on the challenge of scoring, and I feel like the Sixers got this easy. I know Clint Capella is going to have a great series now that Joel's out, but still the Sixers going to get it done.
I mean, he won't be out for long. If Joel Embiid misses the first game, I say Sixers in 5. If he plays in the first game, I say Sixers in 4.
Whoa. Don't disrespect them that much, man.
Yeah, don't disrespect the Hawks like that.
Whoa.
Their defense is not good enough to compete with the Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh, that's what we said about the Knicks. Didn't they have like the 4th ranked defense in the NBA?
Yeah, but they also have one of the worst offenses in the playoffs.
Yeah, I give you
The
that.
Sixers got an MVP candidate. That's the difference. Okay,
let's say Joel Embiid's out, this hypothetically speaking. There's no way Joel Embiid's coming back in game 2. He's probably coming back game 3. Give him like.
They say he's day-to-day right now, so he could possibly play on Sunday.
Day-to-day? You guys remember? Do you guys remember Joel Embiid's injury checklist? Like, do you guys know Joel Embiid well? Like,
yeah,
this guy
he
is
can't stay healthy.
last.
He can't, but we'll see.
I feel like he won't play in game one, and if they win game and Sixers win game one, they'll go along with that because they're obviously trying to keep them as safe as possible because they feel like they can make a huge title run. So if they don't play him in game one, then they'll see how he goes, and then honestly they'll go from there because if they win game one without Joel Embiid, man, they can rest him until he's physically ready to play. Not like what they did with AD, where we obviously saw when he wasn't ready. But if they win game one without Joel Embiid, no, they're gonna just roll the dice to go with it.
Okay, so what's the prediction then?
Really?
No, I say Sixers, man, in 5.
All right.
Okay, I just want you guys to know, seeing like if we're looking at mentality wise, I feel like the Atlanta Hawks they want it more because there's no way the 76ers gave Washington one game even without Joel Embiid playing. You know what I mean? Like I think you guys are sliding the fact that Trae Young is a bad man. He's a bad man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're gonna take 2 games at least, man. Yo, see when I come back, man. Roast you guys hard.
You got it watermarked right now. So if you want to come back and roast me if they take a game, go right for it.
I want to do a reaction take.
All right, yo. Let's move on to the Bucks and Nets series. Are the Bucks the biggest threat to the Nets, including the Western Conference?
Ooh.
Yes. If the Nets win versus the Bucks, they're winning the championship because that is their biggest threat. Honestly, if they win versus the Bucks, they're winning the championship because the Bucks are stacked. Obviously their defense is amazing, but if the Nets win, that's their biggest threat, including the Western Conference because we have Jokic who's killing it, but doesn't have a second superstar. Don't even get me started, but Utah and the low-key Gobert, I guess. Who else? Denver. I mean, Suns. They're young. I think they can be a threat. And then if the Clippers might be a matchup, but we'll see. So if the Nets win against the Bucks, they're winning the championship.
I think that's the finals, though. Like this second round series coming up is the finals. It's the real.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna be like, so you're telling us to stop watching after this round?
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, man.
But for viewers' sake, this is not the finals. So keep watching.
I mean, obviously, I think the Nets are gonna take it all, but I don't really see the Bucks as high as everybody else do. I mean, Giannis is MVP. Well, he was last year's MVP. Another jersey down, Pete. He was last year's MVP, but I don't see like winning basketball. Yes, they have the best chance in a way, but I feel like defensively speaking, I feel like the Clippers are probably the only team that could handle the Nets. I don't even think the Bucks can handle the Nets like that. And plus, aren't the Clippers like the number one ranked like 3-point team, like 3-point shooting team in the NBA?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're gonna need to beat the Nets. That's really what you're gonna need. But yeah, I think.
But can I ask you a question? How could the Clippers take the Mavs, who in Game 5 I think Luka scored 42, and the next other player the only other player in double digits was Tim Hardaway Jr. with like I think what was it like 12 or something? I don't know, but. They took them to 7 games.
Okay, so how could the Clippers also, they could beat the Lakers in the regular season when they're at their peak, but they lose against like mediocre teams like I want to say I think they lost to Dallas during the regular season too. But I feel like it's just a mentality thing. Like they treated the Mavs like vermin, man. They didn't even see them as opponents. And I feel like that's always their biggest problem. They never take every game serious. Did you see how they took that game serious yesterday? Like, if you look at the first game and this game, you could see there was a difference in playing style. First of all, they had Zubac. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. They had him switching every time on Luka. That's not going to happen if they play the Nets. I guarantee you, Zubac is not guarding James Harden on a switch.
He won't even play.
They just can't.
Yeah, he won't.
They can't take games off. The Clippers can't take games off if they play the Nets. But
yeah, but if you think about their playing style, I'm sorry, I'm rambling too much. If you think about their playing style, they didn't the first like 4 games, they didn't really – no, the first 2 games. They picked it up in the third game. First 2 games, they weren't making the proper coaching adjustments. First of all, Rondo wasn't playing as much too. He's still not even playing as much. But I feel like more down the line as they get their groove together, the more cohesion, they have the chance to being a better team than the Bucks. And I think they already are. Because I think Luka's – honestly, if you were handing out MVPs, I think Luka's close to that. The way he's been playing, him and Jokic, and I don't even like Luka.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Pete? The Bucks are the biggest challenge to the Nets.
Yes, sir. I might even go out on a limb right here and say that they can beat the Nets in a series. You heard it here first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We do not do Nets.
I'm gonna say Nets in 7 though.
Yeah, man. Honestly, it is going 7. If this series is not going 7, man,
I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, we were right.
Was the coach fired?
A good series, bro.
Wait, do you give the coach a pass if they lose? Because they're definitely gonna lose. Does Budenholzer get a pass or? I mean,
and I don't want it going. And I don't want to go 7-2, 0-2-2 type. I want 1-1-1-1-1.
We're not going to get into that, bro.
I feel like there's going to be no close games. They're all going to be blowouts. Whoever wins, it's a blowout. The Nets didn't come to play. Bucks win by 50.
I want like Nets win game 1, then Bucks win game 2. The Nets win game 3, type 1-1. They trade it, and then that last game. I don't want no 2-0, series, and next they come back 2-2, and then type of thing. I want it going back and forth. Nets take one, Bucks take that.
Take away the ball. Take away the ball from Middleton. Who's taking the last shot?
Drew Holiday.
I give it to Drew Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Or what if you do?
Or they swing it to like a guy like Brent Forbes who gets a wide open shot.
He's been hot. He outscored Jimmy Butler in that series, but nobody's talking about that.
Handing out medals for that.
You're sleeping on the Bucks, bro. You're sleeping on the Bucks, but we're gonna move on.
It ended so quick. I didn't get much. They didn't get much airtime. Everybody else. Is that the only sweep of the NBA? Oh no, that is the only sweep, huh?
It might have been.
Yep.
Yeah, because the Memphis took 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the only sweep. That was the fastest series. I didn't really get to see much. You know what? I'll let it pass. It's a toss.
Let's let the series play out, and then we can formulate an opinion afterwards. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me move on to the final, I guess, series. It's not the series yet, but Utah is waiting for the winner of Game 7 between the Clippers and the Mavs. Exactly. I'm not a big fan of Utah, but I love watching the Mavs play, and I hope that they take Game 7. Do you think Utah has a chance to beat either one of those 2 teams in a 7-game series, Silas?
Utah's beating the Mavs, but then if the Clippers win, they ain't beating the Clippers. That's my take. If the Clippers win, Utah. Yeah, so Utah wins. If Mavs win, Utah wins. Clippers win, Utah's losing.
Really? Okay. You, Kee'Shawn?
I can't believe you as a mediator just asked me that question. Do I think Utah has a chance of beating any of those 2 teams that are playing currently? That is so outlandish. I disrespect Utah so much. They do shoot exceptionally well, but, bro, give me any of those teams that come out, they're beating Utah. They're beating the brakes out of Utah. I don't even think Utah has a chance of surviving.
Do you even watch Utah?
One game. Now, I do watch them. I do watch them play.
No, you don't. Don't.
I do. They shoot out the gym. I swear, I watched a lot of Utah.
They shoot.
I had Mike Conley.
Lights out. They don't just shoot. They shoot the lights out.
Shoot the lights out.
Man.
Like
it could be their Achilles heel, bro. It could be their Achilles heel, too.
But one thing I do not respect about Utah is that, like, listen, it's more like, whatchamacallit, they play perfect basketball, right? They shoot the gym off. But does anybody shoot mid-range besides, like, Conley or Clarkson? Does anybody else shoot, like, the 2s that you need? Like, guaranteed 2s taking there. Huh?
Donovan Mitchell.
I don't really see him. I see him take more.
Because you don't watch Utah games. We've been saying this.
Yo, comics can tell you, bro. He does not.
Don't try to lie on camera, bro. We know that you don't watch.
Yo, man.
Does not take two.
Nobody's watching Utah like that. I'm sorry.
He only drives or
Nobody's
take
watching
threes,
Utah like
bro.
that.
He only drives or take threes. And I know this is a weak argument to say that a two-pointer is
Weak as hell.
Is gonna improve. Okay, I really just don't like Utah, bro. I'm gonna say it straight up like that.
Hey,
Yo,
I'm gonna be honest.
why is Utah being disrespectful? Yo, why is Utah
I don't like them
disrespected
either.
like this?
They're not fun to watch at all.
Mhm.
But they're a very good team, and they're very well rounded. You gotta
They're
respect
deep.
that.
They're deep, though. They're really deep. But my thing is, if I'm gonna compare the two teams, like I want to say Clippers have a better chance, but the Mavs will also beat Utah too. Because if you think about it like this, I don't see anybody really stopping Luka on Utah. Like Gobert's in the paint, I'll give you that, but I don't see like Donovan Mitchell is not gonna like he's a two-way player. Don't get me wrong, he's the closest thing to D Wade, but he's not guarding Luka. He's not clamping Luka. Listen, if Kawhi Leonard had a hard time, but actually Kawhi Leonard didn't even guard him for most of the series, but Luka still had 29, and we still said he played bad. Like what? And I don't even like Luka. I'm just saying, man. And then you have Kawhi Leonard against I'm sorry. If you think about it matchup-wise, no one's guarding those forwards.
And you're telling me Dallas could guard? They can't guard a soul.
They can't guard for their life. But I do want to say, what team has more spacing?
Utah.
Yeah.
No.
What are you talking about? They have They have like 6 or 7 guys that are shooting over 38% from 3 on their team. Name one team that's doing that.
Does their center shoot threes?
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't because those other 4 guys shoot at a higher clip than anyone on the Mavs.
Yeah, they're shooting absurdly well. I give you that. But I'm saying, as far as the floor being stretched, like the Mavs have an open space. Like literally, if you watch the series, literally, Luka can drive from left to right and there's space. They send double teams, someone's open from 3. And Tim Hardaway Jr. is likely shooting that.
Yo, Dallas is starting Boban.
Chilling on the 3-point line.
Yeah, no, they only started starting Boban like later in the series.
I know, but how are you gonna argue that they have better spacing if they're starting Boban at center?
Boban, like 7 foot,
5 feet.
Starting Boban.
Come on, bro.
The only reason
argument. Come on now.
That is weak, man. That's Utah is winning versus the Mavs. If the Clippers win,
I agree.
I'm
gonna have to agree with Silas. I'm gonna have to agree.
I know why they put Boban in because Porzingis. Sorry, you can mute that out. Sorry, trash, whatever he is. He only gets like 5 rebounds. That's why I put Boban in. They gotta put an actor in to get more rebounds in this bummy, bro. Sorry, man.
And that's the thing. If Porzingis gets in the paint,
it has to be a factor.
They need to win. But no, they won't, bro. So Utah's winning against the Mavs.
We're hard because he did have like a 20-point game like in one of these series, which is sad to say because this guy was once upon a time the top player in the league, but whatever injuries, man.
Hey, man.
I feel like,
That happens. Well, we pretty much covered every series that there is to cover. Now I just want to know, who do you have as your champion? Keep it short. Just give me a straight up answer, and then we're gonna end it there. Go ahead. All right.
I got the Nets
for sure.
Yeah, man, I got the Nets too, man. Durant, that's what did.
I'm not even a real fan.
Hey, that's about all the time we got for today. So I want to thank y'all for listening. If you made it this far, subscribe, like. Thank you, Kee'Shawn. Thank you, Silas. I'm gonna catch up with y'all soon. Thank you.
Yo, thank you for having us, man. Appreciate the alert.
I appreciate it. Bye. Have a good time.